Okay, we now welcome on another very special guest. He's a fellow podcaster. Check him out, Chum Chat. He also currently plays over in Portugal for FC Porto. We now welcome on Johan Gomez. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for inviting me, guys. It's a pleasure.
All right, so you've been in Portugal for a year now. What's life like there? How have you adapted? What's it like with COVID?
It's well, so COVID cases are going back up again, actually. So we're doing like more tests now and stuff like that. So it's been weird. But yeah, I mean, as far as just adapting, it's been easier for me than for other people, I think, because Portuguese is similar to Spanish, so there wasn't much of a language barrier. But yeah, I think most of all it's just like the style of play, the intensity. I just feel like every day is like just such a battle, and then like maybe in America like you can take some days off, and just like chill.
Mhm.
But here you can't. If you do that, you're gonna be the worst one on the field, and you never want that, obviously. So yeah, I think that's the biggest difference, and I think now going into my second year here, I'm more prepared mentally and physically for the year. So yeah.
Nice. So you said you're learn how's good is your Portuguese now?
It depends who you ask. Uh, they had me in Portuguese classes last year, and I thought I was doing pretty good. I can hold pretty decent conversation with my teammates, but if they speak like too quickly, I can't understand them sometimes. But I can understand almost everything, and I can hold a conversation with just about anyone.
Yeah. So wait, I was looking at your blog or like the blog. I think your dad runs it, or I don't know.
Oh
And
yeah, yeah,
Gomez.
yeah.
It says or you're learning like your fourth language. So what are you learn no Spanish, English, and then what's the other one? Portuguese and
Well, my dad was capping. Nah, but I did speak pretty fluent French, but I lost it. I lost it. And I understand it for the most part, but so I have like Senegalese teammates, and they speak French, and I can hold a conversation with them, kinda. But I kind of gave up on it. I'm not gonna lie, I lost it. But yeah, there was a moment where I was pretty fluent in French as well.
No, French is very hard. Like, I mean, I'm from Africa. I'm in Liberia, and like we have speak a little bit of French there. My parents speak like a good amount of Spanish. I mean French, and they try to speak it to me, and I'm just like, nah, it's not gonna work. Let's just speak
Yeah.
English.
Yeah, well, actually, they have a so it's difficult because sometimes he speaks French, and sometimes like in between some of my African teammates, they speak like I think it's Creole. It's like some like mixture
Bro-
of like French
broken
and
English.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. So it's weird, but yeah.
nah, I speak some of that stuff, but it's very interesting actually. But anyway, let's go back to soccer. Um, I mean, obviously, like you went over to Portugal, like what 18 at such a young age, like what went into that decision of like saying, hey, like, oh, I think I can go play at like a big club like Porto, or I'm ready to take like that big leap.
I'm not gonna lie, it never was really like, oh, I think I can jump from Dallas to Porto because that's a pretty big jump. I was just originally just trialing with Bundesliga clubs, just trying to see where it took me. I had already committed to play university as like my backup option. So yeah, I was just trialing, and then it came out of nowhere that they were interested and they wanted to see me up close. So I went, and then within a couple of days, they told me they wanted to sign me, which is honestly crazy. But yeah, so I don't think it was ever a point where I was like, oh yeah, like I'm good enough. Like I'm just gonna go over and play for Porto. I think it was just kind of heat of the moment thing.
Yeah, nah, I feel that.
so how
What
did
other
you?
club?
Oh,
Wait,
sorry.
what other clubs were you on trial with?
So I was with Stuttgart, Freiburg, Nuremberg, and Augsburg. And
Stuttgart's my
actually, a funny
family
story
favorite team.
was I was about to go to Mallorca. Um, they had blindly offered me a contract, like without seeing me, and I was gonna go visit to see. And the Porto people brought me into their office, and I tell a lot of people this story because I think it's funny. And
Mhm.
they go, they weren't like giving me a what is it called, like an ultimatum, but they basically were like, you look at Mallorca, they're like a Honda, and you look at Porto, they're like a Ferrari. So I mean, which one do you want to drive? And, you don't really have a comeback to that. So, I mean, I was just like, oh, I'll just stay here.
Not fair. Well, it was Zlatan there.
Yeah,
He said,
exactly.
when he said comparing Ferrari to a Fiat,
Yeah.
what a guy.
When you were trialing in Germany, were you by yourself over there?
Yeah, I was by myself. So actually my agency has partnered with an agency in Germany. So I had like a couple guys who would visit me here and there, but for the most part, like they would transport me from like city to city.
Mhm.
But for the most part, yeah, I was by myself.
How about like now in Portugal? Like, do you have any other friends like outside of soccer?
Outside of soccer in Portugal, I've met a couple people. I mostly call them acquaintances. Most of my friends are my teammates.
Um,
Um, but no, not really, to be honest. I wouldn't say anybody out of soccer. Like I don't have a girl out here or anything like that. So no.
yeah. Wait. Did you just say you don't have a girl out there, but you have a girl back home? Then I'm guessing.
No, I did, but not anymore, not anymore.
All right, fair.
What about Reggie Cannon now? I saw you guys have him on your podcast. Are you guys like talking, like gonna link up in Portugal now?
I mean, I've been trying to link with him, so I was gonna send him a message. I've been meaning to send him a message, actually. Thank you for reminding me. Um, but so I was talking to Tanner Tessman, and he said that Reggie hasn't really been responding to any of his FC Dallas teammates. So I wasn't sure if I should wait it out a little bit, because like when someone transfers and moves their whole life over and stuff like that, especially someone like him who's married now, it could be difficult. So I'm gonna give him a little bit of time to get settled in. But yeah, Boa Vista is literally like 10 minutes away from where I stay. So I'd be I definitely
Oh
want to get
wow, I didn't realize it's that close.
Yeah, it's super close.
That's pretty sick. I mean, obviously now like you're on the second team. Like, I'm sure you have like huge goals to like make the first team roster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Are you just asking me kind of like my goals?
yeah, like have you been talking to like the coaches, like giving you like your progress on like how like what you can do to like get on the first team roster?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. We have kind of individual meetings every once in a while just to track our progress and stuff like that. For me, they just kind of want to see me. So this year, I'm more of like a 9 typically, but this year I'm playing a little bit deeper as like a false 9. So they said that that's something that the first team doesn't really have. So if I can develop kind of that position, I have a good chance. Because a lot of times, especially with the first team, they get like those big guys to play the striker, but they need someone to play underneath because they typically play a 4-4-2. So yeah, I mean that's obviously my goal is make a first team roster and then hopefully make the U20 World Cup at the end of this season.
What would you say the play style is like in Portugal? Because I know like in Germany the play style is a little bit more physical, and then like in Netherlands it's a lot more mental. So what's it like in Portugal?
I'd say uh I think it's especially I play in the second division of Portugal with the reserve team right now. I'd say it's scrappy. It's pretty scrappy. But it is like it. Every player is pretty technical, obviously, but I just feel like it's kind of who has more street smarts. You know what I mean? Like we've been playing a lot of friendlies against teams from our division, and we'll completely dominate them the whole game. Um, but they know how to play against younger, more technical teams like we are, and they'll just counterattack us, and then we'll end up losing 1-0, 2-1, stuff like that. So I think it's more of like, yeah, like you said, a mental game and kind of just being scrappy.
Yeah, you were just talking about like about making it like the U20 team. Have you officially declared if you're gonna play for the US or Mexico?
Oh, no, I haven't yet. But I do wanna make it clear that because there have been some rumors that like Mexico's interested right now and stuff like that. But I want to make it clear that for right now, at least I want to see through this cycle with the U.S. Give myself a good shot to play in this World Cup. But going forward, who knows? I guess what everyone says is all about opportunities and stuff. So my heart doesn't lie in one country or the other. It's just where I see myself developing more and having more opportunities.
Yeah. What is Chuck, you can go.
No, I was just saying, how does it work? Because like, haven't you already played with like the U.S. like it's I mean that's a youth team, but like
Yeah,
when
so
can you
that's
like
a good question. As far as I like know, so I'd become captain if I played in the World Cup, but so then I could just stay with the U.S. if I stay with the U.S. But I can make a one-time switch to Mexico, as long as I don't play with the senior team yet, any competitive matches. So yeah, that's why I'm not too worried about like being captain either way right now.
What would pull you to play for the U.S.? Like, what is one thing that would pull you to play for the U.S. and what is one thing that would pull you to play for Mexico?
I'm gonna be honest. There's not much that could pull me either way besides just like I said, opportunities. But I think if it was kind of this like let's just say the same in opportunities, if my
Mm,
brother went one way, I'd
mm.
probably go that way too. And I think
mm,
vice versa. He's younger than me, but I don't know who would get their shot first. But yeah.
So I'm guessing you guys are talking a lot then, just like, yo, dude, like, what are we gonna do? Like going
We
back and
we talk
forth.
about it. We talk about it sometimes. He's very hot and cold. One day I swear he'll be like, yeah, one team, and then one day he'll be like one team. But no, for the most part, he's been with the U.S. So we'll just see. He's still young, obviously, so we'll see. We'll see where it goes. But I don't want to be like the Boateng brothers. I think I definitely want to play on the same national team as my brother if I get the shot.
Yeah. No, that's kind of, I still think that's kind of weird. Like they're brothers and then one plays for Ghana, the other one plays for Germany.
Yeah, and especially like having a brother like okay, Germany and Ghana, okay, it's different, but like
Yeah.
having one brother that plays for US and Mexico, it's like a rivalry. So,
Yeah.
I'd rather just play for the same team.
That's tough. Get that brotherhood connection going.
Exactly.
have you played with your brother ever on a team?
Rec, probably, yeah. So I don't know if you guys, know of them, but I feel like every footballer knows it. Like the Mexican Sunday leagues,
Oh
where
yeah.
pull up to those, and we used to just run it. It was so fun. That was like right before we got into the academy, because obviously when you get into the academy, you can't do that anymore. But yeah, those are like our little extra training sessions we'd play together. Um, but no, ever since then we haven't really. We used to play futsal together. But like he was kind of like a late bloomer, I guess, so he couldn't really play up. Now he can play up easily. Um, but now, hopefully maybe soon when he turns 18, he can transfer over to Porto and we can get it popping again.
That'll be lit.
Yeah. So I mean, you kind of already said you want to play with your brother a lot, and like a question we kind of ask a lot is if you could play for any team, what team would you play for? But I guess now switching it up because we always get like the same answers, like, oh, I want to play like for Chelsea or like just big
And
teams. But
no one ever thought, and I'm like, what? Come on, put some respect.
the question is if you could play with one player, who would you want to play with and why?
One player? Jeez. Is this like someone who's playing now, or can I bring someone out
It
of
could be
retirement?
anybody, anybody at all.
Bro, I don't think I could pass up the opportunity to play with someone like Ronaldinho. Like, if we're talking about all time,
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh. I feel like, when they say like smiles are infectious, like just playing with him, I feel like I would never ever like want to stop playing. But now, maybe as a forward, like someone like De Bruyne, maybe. He's
Yeah.
just so good. Like he's just so good at finding like the open pass and the open space. I feel like I'd always have a chance to score, at least a couple chances to score every game if I was playing with him. So I'd say him.
A little bit back to like, like the U20 team and stuff like that. Have you talked with like the first team coach at all?
Greg Berhalter, no, I
Yeah.
haven't had any haven't had any conversation with him yet. Probably the closest conversation I've had is just when he talked to us as a group. So we have a group chat um, that I'm in, but that was like during quarantine. We did like a Zoom call with him and a couple other guys, and like we did like this. They put us into teams and we did like this little juggling challenge, and then like they graded it, and my team won. But so that's how the closest conversation I've had with him. But no, I haven't had any conversation with him yet. So hopefully soon though. We'll see.
In the group chat, like who brings the most banter? Like who's like always talking like complete crap like all the time?
I'm not gonna lie, we haven't been as active lately as the
Mhm.
season's been starting up. But in quarantine, it was definitely super active. And I'd say Marcelo Palomino's always making jokes. I don't know if you guys know who that is. He plays for Eastern Dynamo.
I think I've heard of him actually. Yeah.
Yeah, he's always cracking jokes. Him and Uli. Uli is always
Oh,
cracking jokes too. Like Uli is a joker, man. But yeah, it's pretty funny. They get out of pocket sometimes, but sometimes I'm just like, do you guys not realize like the coaches are in the group chat too? But it's funny.
There's a
Yeah, I
coach
was
like
gonna
every.
say the
There's a
coaches
coach
are
every
probably
like. Go.
no, I was gonna say the coaches are probably looking at it like, what are these guys like? These guys, do they not realize we're in here?
Yeah, I know, bro. Like that's why like I normally don't say anything because I'm just like I just kind of like laugh by myself. But yeah, those are the two main guys.
All right,
Yeah.
let's move on to your FC Dallas career a little bit. I mean, obviously, like I saw you had like what 100 goals in your youth career there. Is there like a game or like a goal you scored that was like, oh, this is like my best goal. Like I'm always gonna remember this.
Bro, I scored a lot of good goals, I'd say. Um, like I remember like a bicycle kick that I scored, that was like U14 year. Um, Probably just my most recent memory one. It wasn't that important because we absolutely crushed SKC like 6-1 that game, but it was just like it was a good technical goal, like a technically sound goal.
Mhm.
I just got it, put it on my right, rolled it past the guy, and then just like curled it with my weak foot into the far corner. And I just thought that was like a beautiful goal, just simple, just beautiful, you know. But also I think one that like will forever stay with me is when I scored against Monaco. Um, there was just all the FC Dallas teams there, and it was to go up 2-0, I think. And then they just all swarmed us in the team, and it was just such a like blissful moment, you know. So yeah, I think that one will always stay in my memory. That one specifically.
So, did you travel a lot with FC Dallas, like outside of the country? You played in like tournaments, right? Or
Yeah, I'd say I didn't travel that much. Like we would travel every year, don't get me wrong, but it was mostly like Mexico. We'd mostly go to
mm,
different places in Mexico. The one like definitely like out of this road trip that we took was to Qatar in 2016, 2017. And we actually won that tournament, but it was just like a round robin with two other teams, Leicester and Aspire Academy, and we won that one. So that was fun. But yeah, I think we've only gone to Qatar and like Mexico, and like we went to Canada, played Toronto FC, but that's it, I think.
so what was Qatar like when you were there, and like the years
Bro,
before, like the World
it
Cup?
was like October, November, and it was so hot. It was so incredibly hot. It was crazy, but it was just so nice. Like the hotel was so nice. They had like iPads to control like everything in the room,
What?
and you could change like the colors of like everything, and it was crazy. That was probably like the best part of it, to be honest. The food, I remember, if we ate at the hotel, it was super good, but because we usually walk down to like the Aspire facilities and eat, and it wasn't that good. So that was probably the worst part of that. But yeah, just staying at that hotel was just like unforgettable. And oh
What
yeah, we it was 2016. They were already building the stadiums for
already?
this next one,
Wow.
yeah. And so we saw one of the ones like was right next to our hotel, and they were building it already. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Wow. What's the food like? And when you're in Portugal, do you cook a lot yourself, or you go out and buy food a lot?
So actually last year, so they provided me with housing, and I had like a couple apartment mates that were also my teammates. And they have like this kind of like cafeteria. It's called Casa Regal, and you just walk there. It's like a couple blocks away, and you eat lunch and dinner. Usually breakfast is provided at the facilities, but now like actually like 4 days ago, I moved into my first apartment, so I just started cooking more. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, kind of switch it up. Just keep it simple though, just like pasta. My mom helps me with recipes a lot because I'm not the best cook. My brother's better than me for sure. But yeah, just keep it simple: pasta, chicken, fish, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I
Simple. I
do.
like that. No.
That's what I mean. Like we're all living on our own, so we all gotta like cook our own food. Sadly, like
Yeah.
yesterday, I had some like rice and chicken and like vegetables or something like that.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta keep it simple. That might be the best. That might be the best play.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, look at you. You're a good guy. Keeping it
Yeah,
simple. All right, let's move. All right, keeping it simple. Let's move on to your podcast, Chum Chat.
sir.
Like, what is, what is like the meaning behind the name?
I don't. It kind of just sounded good, but so it started when so me, Tanner, and Judd had a group chat just to like stay in touch, and then we always dog Judd because he like cannot pick up any girls. So then I was just like jokingly was like, "Hey yo, Tan, we should make a podcast about picking up girls so that Judd can learn." And he was like, hey, yeah, we should. And then by that time, Tanner had already named the group chat the Chums because I guess it's like a group of friends.
Mhm.
And then he was like, we should just name it Chum Chat. And that's how it came about.
So how long have you guys been doing that for? When did you start? Like, when did you guys start?
I mean, I don't know how long have you guys been doing y'all's for?
We started in July, like beginning of
late July.
July. Yeah, late July.
Okay, and we've been doing it a little bit longer than y'all, but because I was gonna say not that long, but then compared to y'all, it is.
Yeah.
We started, I think, end of January, beginning of February. It's gotten harder because, around that time I had just broken my foot, so I was like not doing that much,
Mhm.
and Tanner was like had just signed, so he was like only doing like online school and stuff like that. And then we went to quarantine, so we had a bunch of time to do it. I'm not gonna lie, now it's gotten way harder because like we're all like focus on our seasons, and Judd's playing college at SMU, his new university. So yeah, I mean, we've been doing it for a while, but we kind of like took our foot off the gas a little bit. It's kind of just something we do on the side, but we still take it very seriously. So it's just something we do for fun.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's how it is. I mean, like we're in college, but like we're all on like different time ranges or whatever. Like I'm in like the
Zones.
East Coast, Chuck's on like the West Coast. Our one buddy's like Midwest. So like every time we have meetings and stuff, like we gotta like make sure everyone's like free and stuff like that. So it's very difficult. I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah, we can definitely relate to each other because yeah, it's such a pain. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly, me and Tan are usually kind of free, but it's hard because I'm 6 hours ahead of them. So it's kind of hard lining it up. And Judd always has classes, so he's mostly the main one we have to worry about. But yeah,
no, that's literally us. Like I'm always free and Will's always free, and then Chuck is every now and then
Usually.
Jasper's like, yo, I'm not. He's like, I'm not here ever. Like, what are you doing?
wait, so Will and Chuck, are y'all brothers? I mean, you have
Yeah, we're brothers. I'm older. I'm like 2 years older than him, but yeah.
that's the age difference between me and my brother. Y'all
Okay.
tight?
Yeah, I'd say so. We could get into like some arguments, but
You
but
have
yeah.
no idea. They'll be arguing about like complete crap, like stupid things.
Where are
It was
y'all
like
originally from?
we're from Pennsylvania, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, which is like an hour 15 north of Philly.
Oh, isn't that
So
like the Bethlehem Steel, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Do they still play there? But they renamed to Philly too, right?
yeah, they
They
renamed it.
have like Bethlehem Steel FC, which plays in like a
I thought they changed
really
it.
lower. Did they? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm pretty sure they changed it. But there's a lot of
I
guys
don't
that
know.
have that are playing like at like bigger USL teams now that used to play for Bethlehem Steel.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are we the same age? How old are y'all?
No, I'm
22.
22. Yeah, I'm 20. Oh, you're
Oh, yeah,
22.
a
So
little bit
okay.
older. Okay.
Yeah,
So
now
wait, are y'all like seniors?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm a senior.
I'm a junior by credit wise, but it's my
What are y'all
fourth year in
majoring in?
school.
I'm majoring in business administration here.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get off the.
Nah, you're chilling.
No, it's fine. It's fine. No.
No,
Yeah,
That's
I'm
I like
business.
kind of like getting to know you guys a little bit. It's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, I actually just started. I just started a online college, but just locally, like where I live back home. It's called
Uh-huh.
TCC. Yeah, I'm just taking one class right now, just to see how it goes. But my parents wanted me to get my education, so I'm taking English right now, and I'm majoring in business, just keeping it simple.
I love it.
Plug.
Yeah, now
Yes,
I'm
sir.
communications with I have a double minor in business administration and sports management.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah,
So what would you want to do then after like if you do like pursue your degree then like what do you want to do with that?
Well,
Tough
honestly,
question.
I feel like nowadays it's not like I feel like the world has changed to a way where like you see athletes and athletes aren't just athletes anymore. So I think it's more about like your brand, and you have
Hmm.
to know how to expand that brand. So I don't want to like be able to put my business degree if I get it to use in terms of that. Just just being like marketable as a player and as a person, just being able to you know grow my brand, I guess, and maybe help others grow theirs. Because you see players now, you see Agüero Twitch streaming all the time. Everyone has their little thing that they do on the side. So yeah, I don't know. I maybe have to
Yeah.
find mine.
No, maybe it is like doing the podcast thing. It's just like kind of something you have
Yeah,
to keep
maybe.
doing and putting content out and like get momentum and
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll see.
So I mean, back to your podcast, you had Dabo Swinney on, who's pretty big time like coach for Clemson. How did you manage to get him on?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that was all Tanner. So Tanner, I don't know if you guys knew, he was committed to Clemson football and
Uh-huh.
soccer, so he's gonna do both. His like, like his uncle, so like the guy that's like super close to your dad or mom that you call uncle or aunt, is
Mhm.
Dabo. Uh, Dabo
Uh,
and his dad were roommates in college. So like so when we started the podcast, we were like, oh, we can get Dabo, and then Tanner was like, there's no chance we get Dabo. So his dad works like he negotiates for Dabo, and so they wanted Dabo for an interview, and he was talking about like I don't know how much he got paid, like 200,000 or something like that. And he was like, yeah, there's no way we're getting Dabo for free. And one day Tanner just texted us and goes, Dabo wants to be on the podcast, and so we were like, dope. And yeah,
did you
he's
think he was joking at first?
I mean, the way he kind of said it, it was like it seemed legit, but it was kind of like a surreal moment for sure because everyone knows Dabo in America.
Yeah. Yeah. So are you tight with Chris Richards? We had him on like episode 3 of ours, and he was an awesome guy to have on.
Oh, I love Chris. I'm tight with Chris. We talk from time to time. I'd say, obviously when he went off to Bayern, he's doing his thing now. He's doing amazing. I'm sure if you asked him, he'd say we're tight. But I think it's nothing compared to how we were before because we were super tight before.
Yeah.
When he was like brand new at FC Dallas, we would hang out a bunch. We were always like freestyling, dancing, rapping together. So yeah, those are like the best times with Chris. He's obviously like I'm sure you guys saw, he's a great guy, always smiling, always laughing, always joking around. So it's easy to get along with someone like that, and you can tell he's humble and stuff. So it's hard not to like him. But yeah, we were super psyched.
Yeah. He told us he's gonna have some potentially have some music coming out soon with Joshua Xerxes.
Oh my
So
gosh, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah, he's working on it, but I don't know. I don't know when it's gonna come out.
But he probably took a little bit of inspiration from Timothy Weah. I don't know much about Timothy Weah, but I know he's always like in the studio. I don't know if y'all know
Yeah,
that, but
dude. My dad's like my dad is like friends with his dad, and it's kind of weird because I'm Liberian, and his dad's like the Liberian president. So like
Timothy
every
Weah's
now,
dad?
yeah,
Do you? Nah, I don't think you know him. Do you know Aris Muthra by any chance?
nah, that doesn't sound familiar.
Because he would always tell me that he was close to like Timothy and his dad. So I don't know. But
Yeah,
you
no.
probably met in different places because they met in Florida and y'all are probably just tight from somewhere else, right?
Yeah, but like back home type. Like I think
Yeah.
pretty sure like my dad and his dad they were pretty close while growing up back home, and like it was kind of weird because like, all right, now I'm just not even gonna say all that. I think we're just gonna end there. Oh, that's all right. All right.
um, I got another question, probably like one or two more, then we can wrap it up. So I read on the blog. Blog is like really well done. I feel it's very professional, like the way it's very well organized. I like going through it. But I read that you're writing 2 books. What are they
Yeah.
about?
So actually, this is just an idea that I had during probably when I was injured. When you're injured as a footballer, it's like you have so much time to think because you don't have time to do what you love. So it's like you kind of reflect on your life. You're like, well, what is my purpose? You're getting all deep and stuff. Um, and I couldn't walk, so I was just in bed on time all the time, like on my computer. And obviously, it's magnified now with everything that's happening. I don't want to get too political on y'all's podcast, but obviously the racism and stuff like that. So this was like like I said in January before everything was magnified, and I was just like, what would it be like if? Because I feel like all problems can be solved if you teach your kids from an early age. So I was like, what would it be like if I could like make maybe a children's book that's like kind of doesn't teach you about racism, but it like teaches you that everyone's the same.
Mhm.
So I think it was more like just like a rhyme and like a rhyming book, see where it took me. But yeah, I'm almost finished with that, and I think it's super good. Like I have my agent hooking me up with a literary agent. So we'll see where it goes from there. But yeah, I think it's pretty well done. But we'll see. I don't want people to. I'm hesitant now because I don't want people to think that I just like came out with it because of what's happening now, because I've been working on it from time. But yeah, that's kind of just where it's at. Because my parents have always told me to like write down your thoughts, all this like what goes on in the day. So I've always been used to kind of like writing down what I see and stuff like that. So yeah.
No, that kind of sounds like a so I had to listen to a TED talk from my classes the other day. It was by Chimamanda Adichie, I think the name was. And it was from like 10 years ago, but it was about the danger of a single story. And she was from Nigeria, and she's saying how like all the books that she had read were about like white people, and like there was nothing really about like black people in the stories. And that's like there's just kind of a single story there, and that's what she's was like kind of just talking about the danger of that and how it's like you get stuck in one way of thinking. So I feel like you're kind of doing the same thing with your book, is like change the way people think to
Yeah,
get stories of
I think
everybody.
everyone can like just learn in general. So it's not that like I think I'm better than everyone else and I know everything. That's not at all. But I just think that, if you have a certain piece of knowledge that you want to spread, and if you have like kind of a platform, that you should definitely use it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that was a really good point you made, because I mean now like I see a lot of like the NBA players or even like the MLS players, like they're using like their huge social media accounts to like promote like or like show like what's going on in the world and stuff like that. So I think it's pretty big that they're giving out like their opinions, and I think there's gonna be a change comparing to like how it was like a few months ago.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's super important. And I think, yeah, like you said, athletes especially have like such a huge following and such a big impact on like kids and their role models to all these people. So I think it's important for them to speak up, which is great.
All right. You got any more questions, Curtis?
Yeah, I think we're gonna end one more. Do you have any advice to like young players trying to make it pro?
That's a good question. We actually asked that question to a lot of our guests too. But now that I got asked it, I don't know how to respond. Um, Shoot, honestly, the best thing, it's gonna sound so cliche, but all these answers do. Um, it's just like, just work hard. Like honestly, just no matter what happens, just like work hard. I think the main thing in life, honestly, is like your mentality. And so if you're just like constantly convinced that you can succeed, you will succeed. Like no matter what. Like if you're just constantly working hard and like smart, then I think you'll succeed no matter what. And don't like give up just because someone tells you you can't do it doesn't mean you can't. Because I'm sure no one thought I would be at Porto, and here I am. So
Nice. All right. Last question is, you have any questions for us?
shoot, I feel like I got most of them out there in the middle of the interview. I'm not bad for that, but
No worries.
Did y'all what was y'all's idea? Like why did y'all start the podcast?
Well, I think it was like Curtis is a lot of like he knows a lot of professional players, I guess. And I said to him like I said to him he should start a podcast, not expecting to go on it to be the co-host with him. And he was like, "Yeah, you want to do it with me?" And then it was over the summer. I wasn't doing anything. I'd stopped working, and I was like, "Why not? Let's just go for it. See where we can take it." And then we've just been continuing doing it, and
Yeah.
we've had a lot of success. We've been putting out episodes every week for 8 weeks. We'll have 9 now, or 10 because we got a few backlogged. But yeah, I don't know. It's just
As though I think, yeah, it's so cool because, yeah, I mean, it's just a good idea. But you guys are
yeah.
focused more like on soccer, right?
Yeah, we're focusing
That's
more on
good.
soccer and like more like kind of U.S. soccer, kind of younger players, and
That's good. That's a good area to target for sure, especially with the U.S. golden generation that's coming through right now. So,
yeah.
Wait, are you hinting you're part of that golden generation?
no, that's not at all what I was thinking. I was thinking that people are calling it that. But no, I think, nah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not there yet, but hopefully soon.
Word.
Yeah. We're excited to see you like play and just continue developing and see where you can take it. And hopefully we'll see you in the U.S. jersey in the
Hopefully,
World Cup.
we'll see what happens. But yeah, thank you guys again for having me. And Curtis, you can DM me anytime. Y'all can DM me if y'all need anything from me. But yeah, no, it's fun.
If you want us to come on your show, we'll be happy to as well.
Say less. We can chop it up about the golden generation.
Let's talk about the golden generation.
Yeah. Also, make sure you guys that are listening go check out their Chum Chat. Is that your handle on Instagram, Chum Chat?
Yeah, chum.chat, but it'll probably pop up.
Chum.chat. Check them out. Buy their merch. They got some nice merch out there. So.
Oh, nice merch.
We actually don't right now. It's sold out.
No?
We're gonna make more.
It's sold out. Oh. All right.
Yeah, we got supportive friends though, so that's good.
That's huge.
Hopefully we will too when our merch comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, let me know when y'all's comes out. I'll definitely cop it.
All right.
That's love. All right. Thanks a lot, my guy. It's been a pleasure having you on today.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can come back soon. Honestly, I'm hyped to see you either in the Mexico or U.S. jersey, whatever one. I just want to see you succeed. So I'm with you. Whatever.
Either one I'm in, I'm still gonna shout out. I'm still gonna shout out the podcast. So don't worry about that.
Word. That's it, exactly. End of the day, that's what matters. As long as you shout us out, after COVID, we get some tickets to some games. That'll be lit.
Say less.
But all right, word. Thanks a lot, my guy.